Hello, Henry from Belgium here. Today a video about Lego set 6073, Knight's Castle from 1984. I have the complete set with a nice box, the manual, and all the parts. In a way, this set is iconic, because it is the first grey castle made after the famous yellow castle from 1978. And after this 1984 castle, grey became the basic color for the castles that would follow. The set is 40 years old and the condition is still good. In particular the box, which looks nice and shiny. It has a beautiful artwork and is completely different from castle set 375. There are also many cool images at the back, to give you inspiration on how you can build the set differently. The plastic foil is undamaged, and the inlay is present too. It's just a pity that the extra plastic inlay is not present. Normally, when you open the top of the box you could already see some minifigs and parts. And that way you were stimulated to buy the set. From that year 1984 on, these types of boxes became the standard. A square or rectangular format in main color yellow, and with inlay and plastic foil incorporated in the box. Boxes like the yellow castle with various compartments and foam had become a thing of the past from then on. By the way, there should be a separate plastic cover on this one, but that was not very convenient and was always the first thing that was thrown away or lost. The manual is complete and in a clean condition. It is a handy format with clear drawings. Unfortunately it has been folded, but I suspect it was impossible to do it otherwise. You have to fold it in half to put it in the box. It's positive that an alternative of how you can also build the set is depicted on the front page, but no detailed instructions are included for this, and that's a pity. The set consists of 390 parts and 6 minifigures. To make it easier to work, I have already neatly sorted and counted everything here. The minifigs are all black falcons, which is also the sub-theme of this set. In some reviews I read that it would have been better if there were some enemies included. That seems logical, but then in the best case, you would also have to provide a battering ram or vehicle to divide the battle fairly. And that would have made the production costs and sales price much too high. So 6 minifigs are okay for me, along with the 2 horses and a lot of weapons. The nice thing is that they are not all the same. These 2 have a different helmet. And these 2 have a torso with an armor print, with matching helmet and plume. Normally there are 2 or 3 different plumes per knight in sets like this one. But the extra plumes are unfortunately missing here. Also a nice detail that I notice, there are 6 shields, but there are 2 kinds of them. 3 have a blue border, and 3 have a yellow border. What immediately struck me is that there are no base plates. The decision was made to work with green plates. That's easy to explain. The production costs are lower, and the set must be able to be combined with other sets. You can click different sets together and create an entire city. And that doesn't work with a mix of base plate and green plate sets. So almost all castle sets from that period have green plates as a basis. For example, you can click set 6062, battering ram onto this castle. I have recently found that set and will make soon a nice video about that. The set contains far fewer parts than the yellow castle, but that's also easy to explain. In that set there are full walls, and you need a lot of bricks for that. In this set the designers have chosen to work with panels, and there are 17 of them in this one. I think that, as a result, the construction experience will be somewhat less than normal. But you can also conclude that those panels are more valuable and make your set more unique. From then on you could no longer recreate castles with ordinary bricks. It is positive that this set does not use stickers, but prints. 2 panels have a print and they are both different. But for me there could have been a few more. 2 prints is a bit low for a total of 17 panels. The hinge is also an important part of this set, and here I find both gray and black hinges. The black hinges are used for the prison door. In addition to the black prison, there are still some black accents to build. For example, this drawbridge, which I will finish later with a real winch that you can turn. For the rest, I will place a lot of panels and plates and the winch for the drawbridge. The condition of the bricks is still quite good after 40 years. I see no damage and no significant discoloration. An old set without discoloration is a serious added value, because many of these old sets can be used as a display piece. And then of course you want it to look as beautiful as possible. As I suspected, the building experience is somewhat reduced due to the panels, but it remains challenging enough to build this set. There are different sizes of bricks and it remains fun to do. After an hour of building, I have this result. The castle is quite compact and smaller than I expected. The dimensions are 14.5 by 20.5 centimeters. It is only once the castle is opened that you see the true size. And it is what you expect from a castle. The drawbridge is fun with a real winch and not just a rope like at El Dorado Fortress. It is very striking that the color red was chosen for the finish. Considering the sub-theme of the falcons, which have blue and black as their color, I think that's a strange choice. The red does give a nice effect and is a catchy color accent, but I would have preferred to see blue bricks here. One of the recurring comments about such sets is that there should be ladders or stairs. Well, there are 2 ladders, although they are very small. It would have been better to provide a real staircase or larger ladder. I also think the rest of the finish is very sober. A table, bench, or treasury with gold coins would also have been a nice extra. And there could have been at least 2 more panels with prints. Since this was the first castle, and many more would follow, I imagine the newer ones will keep getting better. For example, set 6080, King's Castle was also released in the same year. That is definitely a set that I want in my collection. But I am already very satisfied with this set, 6073, because this was the first gray castle in the history of LEGO. Feel free to comment below this video and don't forget to subscribe, it's free. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.